So there's been so much focus over the last 24 hours on the Hawkesbury Nepean river system. This kind of runs around the west and the north of Sydney. And the big concern yesterday was where the Hawkesbury meets the Colo River. So there's huge surges of water down those two river systems, and they were meeting at the Portland area. Now, Darren Osmotherly is a cafe owner and resident in the lower Portland area of the Hawkesbury River. He lives basically at that point on the junction of these two rivers, and he joins us now on his boat, I believe. Darren, g'day. So what are you up to at the moment?
Good morning. Yeah, we're just evacuating a couple of guys out of the area, just trying to navigate through this rubbish. Have a look at this sort of stuff I'm going to drive around.
Jeez. And so, yeah, and I understand there's a lot of carcasses in the water as well?
Yeah, there's been cows, kangaroos.
Yeah. So, and explain for us what your g'day to the guys in the back there, and so explain for us where you're taking these people from and to.
Well, there's a safe spot about 5 kilometres from here. We've only just left our base at Lower Portland, picked these guys up in their house next door. So we should be there in about 10 minutes.
Yeah. And so you've been ferrying people to this particular point. What's the point of taking them to this particular area? Is this people can go north and south from there?
It's basically the River Road goes from almost Sackville Ferry down to Hawkesbury, and it's the only access via road 5 kilometres from where we are now.
Yeah.
Just near Dargle Caravan Park.
And so what do you usually do with this boat?
Normally we use it for a ski race rescue vehicle, vessel, or a water taxi if the ferry's ever gone.
Yeah. And how busy have you been over the last several days?
Probably gone for about $1,000 worth of fuel, just floating around. Yeah, pretty busy. Pretty isolated, so it's hard to get any other help. There's not many big boats around.
Yeah.
And it's a bit dangerous out in the small tinnies.
Yeah, and I understand you helped with the woman with a baby yesterday. Take us through what happened with that.
Yeah, we got the good news last night that the baby was stable in Singleton Hospital, and the mum and dad were in a motel staying up there, and they're due back probably a few more days in hospital, and they'll be due back at the end of the week. So that's good.
Good stuff. And so tell us how far you had to take your boat to get to them. Were they on a house on the Colo River, kind of upstream on the Colo River, and their place was isolated? Or?
They're on the Hawkesbury River downstream from us about 2 kilometres, and we had to take them up near the mouth of the Colo so they could get up Wheelbarrows Road, which is the only dirt road that they could get to any sort of hospital, which is, like I said, Singleton. Windsor's closer, but it's obviously the bridge is closed and there's no access to any of that area.
And how is the boat? Yeah, you've obviously got to keep your eye on the river because there's a heap of debris there. We don't want to distract you too much. But how is the baby while the baby was in the boat yesterday? Was it in obvious distress and you were a bit concerned about it, or?
Oh, yeah. The two older sisters were 4 and 5 years old. They were quite upset because they didn't know what was going on and why they had to go to hospital this way. Just tried to make an adventure out of it for them guys.
Yeah. How does it feel to be able to help people in this situation, and particularly people like that with a baby?
Oh, it's good to be out here. No one's going to work, so everyone's got to help. You don't know where you're going to have lunch for dinner.
Yeah.
Someone wants to grab a coffee, you've got to grab it where you can.
I understand. Yeah, it's breaking up a bit, but we'll continue with it because it's really good to have a chat to you. I understand you had a fair few people over your place last night, a bit of a get-together.
So, right through a heap of rubbish.
Yeah, you're breaking up. We'll continue with it a bit. It's a bit dodgy at the moment. Yeah, but I understand you had a fair few people over your place last night, a bit of a get-together.
Well, amongst the group of houses, it's a matter of whose turn and who's got time to cook while the other guys are cleaning up or whatever. So, yeah, a few of the neighbours come over and we finally had a bit of a relax.
Yeah. And so, yeah, so what's the spirit amongst the locals there through all of this? Damn, yeah. Unfortunately, like that link has just failed a bit too much there, so we'll leave it there with Darren Osmotherley. Yeah, so he's in the thick of things on the Hawkesbury River there at the moment, ferrying people from their homes where they've been isolated to a safe spot where they can head north or south. And that river on the Hawkesbury at the moment, that's expected to rise even further still. Over the next, I think the peak there around where he is due later tonight or tomorrow morning. He's got a little pizza restaurant there down at the junction of the Collar and the Hawkesbury, and the water has basically gone up to the ceiling of his restaurant. He's got a house behind there, so he's got somewhere to sleep for the moment. But yeah, one of the people really badly affected by the flooding there in Sydney, and spending a heap on fuel at the moment, helping people get from their isolated homes to safety. So yeah, hopefully we'll be able to touch base with Darren again a little later, and actually might be able to bring up a shot now that was associated with that story. Just one of the things that he went to. I think his daughter might have been on the boat as well, helping him with this, and that's a picture of a cat that they came across. So there's poor little cat there, stuck in a half-flooded house. And so that's some of the work that Darren Osmotherley and his family have been doing there on the Hawkesbury River, helping people and their pets get out through this flood emergency, and negotiating their way through those floodwaters with all sorts of debris in there, including, Darren unfortunately says he's seen a lot of carcasses floating down the river as well. So it's dangerous work. But yeah, he's one of the people there on the front line helping their neighbours out through this emergency.